for the best grooming that is for you, for you. Yes, I'm natural and handcrafted too. We wanna help be a swagger, style, class, and luxury. Make our products that are made for you with high quality. Yeah, so get in style with the black, yeah. Company, give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah. Black, gentleman, black, yeah. Company, give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah.
Located at www.theblackgent.com.
Yo. What's good? It's Stormy B Man, and I am back. Welcoming you to the Tuesday Tussle for this Tuesday, October 1st, 2024. And this one we're calling Women's Rights and lefts in boxing. Yeah! Listen, this show is inspired by the weekend of boxing that we're coming out of, where the ladies were on deck and they performed quite admirably in each of the 3 featured main events that found them headlining. I noticed that nobody's been talking about the ladies, huh? And Stormy B, man, is an equal opportunity content creator. When I talk about the sport of boxing, I like to talk about that's good, because we've encountered and seen so much bad. So I tried to find the proverbial silver lining in the sport, and look no further than the ladies, because there have been some championship fights where they've participated and they've entertained for those who truly like to immerse themselves into the sport of boxing. And they can show the guys a thing or two when it comes to stepping up to the plate of competitive bouts where people are not waiting, they're not letting things marinate, they are kicking it off, sparking, igniting the sport from their end. A great deal different from women's sports like the WNBA, so to speak. Some of those players in that league are pretty darn good. But the cry and call for, equal pay and things like that, that's up to people. But you have to have that support. You have to have people invested to come out and meet the supply with the demand, right? But in boxing, I'm telling you, it's like Archie Moore once talked about when he was crossing an alley path in his younger days. And he saw 2 men in the alley going at it. They were fighting. And it was just a street fight in an alley. And he remarked as he walked away from witnessing what was transpiring, he just shook his head and said, "Beautiful." And what it means is that whole thing about the physical form of expressing yourself with your hands, up against another person who's expressing themselves with their hands, and you come together to blend, and the next thing you know, you're being tested on levels that otherwise may never get tested till you're in that one-on-one type scenario. And that was what Archie had an appreciation for, as do many of us. You could be thumbing through the channels, seeking something of interest while you're in front of your boob tube, but come across a boxing match. And as long as there's some type of action taking place within a minute of you being on that station, you're destined to sit there and watch what happens, at least until the round ends and they go to commercial break or something. You're going to be tuned in like, oh, okay. And if there happens to be a knockdown, a guy gets cut, a guy's eye is about to close shut, or something like that, you're right there hanging on pins and needles. You might even get up and go to the kitchen and get you something to sit down and finish watching. And the next thing you know, you're at work the next day or, whatever, and you're talking to, colleagues. Man, I was flipping through the stations last night and ran across this fight. Oh man, you should have seen it. Oh, you watched it too? Me too, man. I saw that. Next thing you know, you got a real conversation going. That's how impactful boxing truly is. And it has always been, really. But when the people that participate in the sport are not looking to be competitive, but are looking to reap the benefits of a modern day awarding of, substantial purses, they're less inclined to be hungry and have the desire to do what you tune in to watch them do. They make all types of excuses. We're hearing them on a common day basis now. There are about 6 prominent fighters, names that will not be mentioned at the present, but they're out there. They are headlining names in the sport, but they are not looking to get it on and to provide you with the type of entertainment that can come with tuning in to one of their matches. And it's unfortunate. But leave it to the ladies. For whatever reason, they don't think like that. Gone are the days of Ann Wolfe, Christy Martin, Layla Ali, where they were 3 of the top prominent, Lucia Riker, where they were the 4 of the top names in the sport, where there was not enough competition around them. They were all at different weight classes. Some of them opted to try to face one another regardless of the weight class. Excuse me, people. And they did so because of a competitive nature that they had. And they recognized their talents, and they just wanted to prove that they were worthy. Well, in this present day, we're seeing so many sprinkled throughout the divisions, and boy, are these women setting the boxing world ablaze. So here I am this evening once again, and I've done this on several occasions, giving the ladies their flowers because they are really getting it done. One of the fights that came this weekend was Alicia Baumgardner, after a year out of the ring and a suspension for having tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. She found herself back defending her super featherweight title. Now, Baumgardner was the type of fighter that she is entertaining because she brings a punch to her bouts. Now, fighting, I want to get my information correct here. Fighting out of Detroit, with her record of 15-1, the Bomb, as she's known, is an exciting fighter, and she's a two-fisted fighter. She sets down on her punches, and her intent is to do damage to her opponent. She has an aggressive style, and she's an undisputed champion at super featherweight. Delphine Persoon was a fighter that entered this match with her on this night with her record of 49-3, a bit older than the 30-year-old Baumgardner by 9 years. Persoon had been in there with the likes of You know, she's been in with Katie Taylor a couple of times. And her first fight against Taylor, many people thought that she lost, meaning Taylor, when she was awarded that majority decision. That fight was in MSG. And that was back in June of 2019, just before the pandemic had kicked off really good. And it was a good fight. They fought each other again. And that fight was held in the UK. And of course, she lost a unanimous decision in the rematch with Katie, but people really remembered her in that first fight. So, as a veteran fighter with good championship challenging experience, she was coming in against Baumgardner to kind of take Baumgardner to task. And she wasn't able to quite pull it off. The fight was ruled a no contest in the fourth round as the two of them had an accidental headbutt clash. And Persoon suffered a pretty bad cut over her right eye. She had been dropped in the first round by Baumgardner with a tremendous right-left combination by Alicia on the inside that made her bend over and touch the canvas with her gloves. She didn't fall seat to the canvas, but her gloves did touch the canvas, and it was ruled a knockdown. And she was kind of shook up in the second round as well, but didn't go down. I think that Baumgardner was on her way to a victory anyhow in that fight. But what I wanted to see was how her stamina was going to hold up, because she's had a propensity to kind of tire in the second half of a fight because she's throwing her punches with bad intentions early, and she's setting out to really do damage to her opponent, if not get them out of there. And she ends up a little bit fatigued in the second half of the fight. So that would have been interesting to see how that would have gone. But like I said, the bout ended with a no contest ruling. So very, very good opening for the weekend of bouts. Want to take a quick moment and go to the chat and see who we got in the building this evening. Got a few people in here. Let's see who we got. Drew Titan, LLC is out there. Universal is out there. What's good with you? And Universal, thank you for that PayPal donation, brother. I was trying to not say your name that's on the account for the PayPal, but I received that, and then when I looked it over and I realized, oh, that's Universal. So thank you so much, Universal Truth, for your PayPal donation to the Stormy B Man channel. Thank you. Boxing and Barbecue, my brothers out there saying evening, Stormy. Appreciate you stopping in. BBB. And Steph Brown is out there saying, be well, Stormy B-Man. Salute our chat family here tonight. God be with you all. Thank you there, Steph Brown, and may the same be for yourself. B-Mac is back with us. And we got the Moonlighter, William Old School, who has decided to drag into the building. Now, William, how shall I attack thee this evening? I heard about you, William. I heard that you over there trying to do your own thing, but at the expense, the sacrifice of not tuning in to Stormy B, man. I gotta cut you. I gotta cut you, man. I gotta put my blade on you, I need to draw some blood, because it's blood in and blood out, And if you keep it up, you're gonna bleed out, William. You dig, Because Stormy is sensitive, I'm very sensitive where my troopers be at, because sometimes I be needing that support, and you ain't there because you're over there doing that other stuff, the angry man stuff. I heard about it, but we gonna see, So you can just grab your chair and sit there right near the back door, huh? Working on that F+. Yeah! Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, you know, I be paying attention, man. Some of y'all think I don't. I don't know why, but I do. I be watching, huh? Yeah. Only on Friday nights, Stormy B, man. Listen. The least you could do, William, huh? Get a little intelligence going for yourself, huh? You come over here, you give Stormy that like, you say salute, you share it, and you go on about your business. But since I had to tell you that, it's still F, huh? Now keep working on the plus if you want to. I got a whole bunch of them, huh? Saved up for folks like you that like to have an excuse, huh? Because, you know, Stormy be out there wishing you goodwill and everything, even through all the accidents and everything, and how your grandson have you running around there bumping your head and all of that, huh? But I'm about all out of bandages. Do you hear? Do you hear what I'm saying to you, huh? It's tough love over here. Old school. That's what you should know, huh? Yeah. Because next time they come through here and they say, Stormy, did you hear what happened to William? You know, he said that he tripped in the yard and fell and he was in the ER. Stormy gonna look around. Good. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Anyway, back to the ladies, huh? That's right. Back to the ladies, huh? And I ain't playing that song for William, because if you wasn't here on Friday, I did a dedication to him on Friday as well, because ain't nobody else talking about him, huh? And I was like, where's William at? And everybody was like, and then somebody put that little bird in my ear and told me where you was at. I was like, oh, okay. And, you know, when they told me that, you know, when they told me that, you know, I just looked at the screen. When they told me, oh, William's over there doing this and that, Stormy, I was like, see, some people don't realize, man. You know, remember Officer Foley in that movie Hoodlum? Didn't they tell you that once you're in, there's no getting out? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Huh? Matter of fact, let me write that down. I got to put that on this. Yeah. Yeah, I write down. See, I was thinking of stuff and it's like, oh, because I've been forgot about it. Because I'm getting old, huh? Getting old. I have to remember stuff. But yeah, so that's what happened with Baumgartner and Pursoon. I thought that she was on her way to beating up on Pursoon. But it turned out, you know, the cut saved Pursoon some further damage, because Alicia was hitting kind of hard that night, huh? She was really going in on her, so she got spared for another day. But at 39, I don't know. She getting a little bit long in the brassiere, huh? Yeah! And it's like, hey, you know, she might have to find something else to do. Yeah. Anyway, the next bout card that was up was the Sandy Ryan and Michaela Mayer match that was on ESPN. Now, this one was a bit controversial, huh? I actually did a YouTube short from the show and everything because this one was like bad blood between the two camps. Apparently, Michaela Mayer had trainers as a part of her camp that Ryan sought to purge, huh? He wanted to reach in that basket and get one of those good trainers out of there. Now, veteran Al Mitchell, who has been working with Mayer since she turned into a high-profile fighter, because I believe that he was even helping her in her amateur career, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, forgive me. But Al Mitchell, who has been around, he worked with fighters like David Reed. You know, he's been around a long time. But Sandy Ryan opted to find one of the assistants over there and took that person to be a part of what she was trying to do as she's come to the U.S. to fight and get some great education. Now you see, here it is, Sandy is a fighter from the UK. And even she, Anthony Joshua, was well enough in her mindset to recognize, in order to improve, that she may want to come over here to figure out how to become a better fighter. Now, Sandy is 31 years of age. She was the WBO welterweight champion. And she took on Michaela Mayer, who's 30 years old, in a fight that, like I said, the two camps had bad blood between them. Now, as a sidebar, on the way to the event, when she left her hotel room, Sandy Ryan was attacked. Someone attacked her and threw a can of red paint on her before she could get into her vehicle that was going to escort her to the stadium. She come out the hotel, a car drove up, someone jumped out, threw this can of paint on her, jumped back in the car and drove away. It was like a hit and run type of deal, a drive-by. Of course, she was visibly shaken behind this situation. This attack was out of nowhere, but the Ryan camp was concerned that who would know she was coming out of the hotel at that very moment, and that car would drive up and the assailant would do something like that. As far as she's concerned, it's directly tied to the Michaela Mayer camp. I am not on either side of this situation. It was a very unfortunate act. However, she wasn't injured, but she was visibly shaken, as I said. And it messed with her psyche as she went, and she still wanted to go through with the fight, even though her trainer was trying to tell her and coerce her to not do so. What I don't like is this woman has come from the UK to come here to get good training and to perform on US soil, and then one of our civilian imbeciles would enact a crime like this. I can only hope that that person will be caught and persecuted to the full extent of the law. I would also like to see some type of explanation for what that act was. Was that something encouraged by the mayor camp? Were they hired to do something? I don't know. But what you don't want to see is circumstances come out of this and grow where one of our fighters go over across the seas somewhere and they get attacked. I don't applaud this. I actually look down upon this. I don't like it. And these fighters put their lives on the line when they get in the ring. Why would someone want to do something like this? I don't like it at all. And Sandy lost a decision to Michaela on this night. It was a competitive fight, but she wasn't mentally there. I give her that. Michaela, who had fought some close fights in recent memory, including the losses that she had against Alicia Baumgardner several years ago, and most recently in her last fight, Natasha Jonas, where she lost I think it was a majority decision or a split decision to Jonas in a fight that I thought that it was split decision. I thought that she beat Natasha Jonas. But in this fight, you could tell that Sandy was the stronger fighter. She was kind of moving Michaela back a little bit, but she didn't operate behind a sound jab, meaning Sandy. But she was strong, and she kept Michaela on the move. Michaela, who had moved up from that super featherweight division, like I said, that's how Alicia become undisputed, because Michaela had the other two belts going into that fight with Alicia. So they fought for undisputed. Alicia got the decision. Michaela hung around for a little while to see if they could get a rematch going or something, and it was obvious that Alicia didn't want to fight her in a rematch, although they could have made top dollar, because that promotion leading up to the fight, their personalities, their mouths, and expression of self, it blended very well for their promotion, and it had a lot of eyes on that promotion. It had a lot of heat behind it, and they didn't capitalize on the money opportunity that was there. And it's unfortunate, because that was one of the cases in women's boxing that they didn't do what they were supposed to do. And I do believe that that had more to do with Baumgardner's camp than it did Mayer's. And Baumgardner needed something like that to get that boost to help push her up to a new level and everything. And she didn't take advantage of it. And now in the aftermath, having tested positive for PEDs and having the suspension and layoff, it's like she's trying to rebuild, because even the match that she had Friday night, it was on a TV app, I think Roku or something like that, Tubi, something, and she wasn't able to reach a broader audience like if she had fought on ESPN like Michaela did with Sandy Ryan. So it's very unfortunate. But in this fight between Ryan and Mayer was able to box her way, pick up enough rounds, and finally get the decision to become a 2-division champion. So she's now the WBO World Welterweight Champion. There could be a rematch, and it wouldn't strike me as odd as if Ryan pressed for the fight to be in the UK. Yeah, but I do believe it was entertaining, and had that situation not happened to Sandy, we could have seen even possibly a more competitive fight. And I said that Ryan is 31 years of age. Maya is actually older at 34. But Maya had come up from, like I said, super featherweight to now welterweight. It's really interesting because when she was fighting at super featherweight, she was a lot thinner and everything. So this might be where she should have been, Michaela, even though she waited and stalled herself out. And I do believe even she had admitted that she might have stayed at the lower weight a little bit too long. Yeah. William is asking, Stormy, do you think that paint being thrown on Ryan had anything to do with Maya losing her coach to Ryan? Listen, man, that's what I was saying. Sandy thinks that it came from Michaela's camp, the attack. I noticed that when Michaela was asked about the situation before the fight, and she was kind of smug and showed little to any concern about Sandy's plight. And then she said, oh, well, we still got to fight. A fight is a fight. We got to fight. In other words, she was kind of dismissive of what happened to Sandy. And I'm not saying that points toward guilt, but I would be concerned that she didn't show more empathy toward Sandy, because you're hosting Sandy in your country. And if you didn't have anything to do with this, you should be standing with her that she was attacked. Because you just fought a couple of fights over in the UK yourself. And to my knowledge, you have been well protected and nothing of this sort has happened to you. I just, there's a certain amount of professionalism, and then there's a certain amount of being a jerk. And I think Maya's response to the situation, at least in front of the cameras, was somewhere in between. So that's my answer to that, William. It's my answer to that. Yeah. And if there will be a rematch, like I said, I expect Ryan to push for it to be in her home country. That's what I would look to. And the last fight of the weekend was a broadcast on DAZN. Once again, earlier in the day, Saturday, we had Rhiannon Dixon taking on Terry Harper. Now, this was I think a WBO lightweight title fight where Rhiannon, she was the champion, and Terry Harper, a former two-time champion, found herself in this fight, and Rhiannon was definitely a fighter that was a young up-and-coming champion. Her record was 10-0 going into the bout. And I think she had one knockout on her record, Rhiannon. And Terry Harper, a former two division champion, and had just fought Sandy Ryan in her last fight, where she suffered I think a 6-round stoppage or something like that against Sandy, because Sandy was a little bit too strong for her. Terry had been at that super featherweight level too, you know, like that's where Alicia Baumgartner won her title from, her first world title, from Terry Harper. But yeah, it was the 4th round when Terry got stopped by Ryan in her last fight. And that was earlier this year in March. So Terry came right back in this challenge against Rhiannon, and she has said that she thought that welterweight was just a little bit too big for her. But I'm going to tell you guys as a reminder, Sandy Ryan is strong at welterweight. Even Michaela spoke about her strength. So Terry shouldn't be dismayed that Sandy was a little strong for her. But lo and behold, Terry Harper won this fight against Rhiannon and became the first UK 3-division champion in the women's division of boxing. So salute to Terry Harper for her accomplishment in the history books and for her resiliency coming back. It's just an amazing feat by Terry Harper. And I'm happy to see that here's a fighter. She's been stopped twice. Her record now is 15-2 with 2 draws. She's got 6 KOs and she's been stopped twice by Baumgartner and by Sandy Ryan. And to still be able to come back and win a world title after losing in her last match to Ryan shows that she's a good fighter, if not great, by the women's division of boxing. And when you look at her record of her opponents, I mean, she fought a split decision draw to Natasha Jonas back in August of 2020. And from that point, she's taken on the likes of Alicia Baumgartner, Hannah Rankin, Ivana Habazine, Cecilia Breakers. I mean, that's, you know, she's been in there with some real fighters. So salute to Terry Harper. I mean, that's some good stuff there, man, as a fighter. And she's only 27 years of age. Terry has not yet hit 30 and has accomplished a lot. Hey, man. Again, there's a reason that you look at these fighters and you give them credit for doing what they do. You know? You give them credit. She fought a woman named Katharina Thanders in November of 2020, and she broke her hand in the 4th round and still went on to win the fight by TKO in the 9th. Terry Harper did, and that was her fight before Alicia Baumgartner. Man, don't tell me this sport ain't rough. I mean, you gotta be a person of sound constitution to be able to continue to forge ahead and be successful in here. Yeah, you can be out there doing what you may consider competing, but to be in there and to have achievement speaks volumes. Now, who have you heard talking about these ladies? I ask again. But people talk about they don't think boxing is live. There's nothing going on in the sport of boxing. I beg to differ. You can talk about the same old guys who are not trying to fight anybody, or you can take a look at some of these more accomplished fighters who are going in there right after defeats, fighting world-class opponents again, if not rematching them, taking on the next person up. And you have to take your hat off to that. That is of respectability, 100%. Yeah, Steph Brown, she definitely took it to Dixon. And Rihanna was kind of like surprised, you could see, because she thought that she was going to have a easy time with Terry. But Terry came to fight, man. 3-time 3-division champion. And she's 27 years old. That's kind of like, what Devin does. He's a 2-division champion, 1-time first undisputed, youngest undisputed in the four belt era and everything. When you've got someone accomplishing and gaining like that, you have to take your hat off to him with respect, because it's not an easy thing to do. Steph says, yeah, Storms, I like Terry Harper too. I watched her whole career at this point. Shouts out to DAZN. Young lady has come and still coming up. Yeah. Listen, man. Again, I could talk about some of this other drama going on, like the lawsuit and some of this stuff, who's fighting who and who should be fighting. But why? Talk about these people who are accomplishing and gaining and making strides in the sport. That's all about respectability. I keep telling you, I lead by example. This is my thing. But it's hard to really convey those type of thoughts when you got a lot of people who basically are too ignorant to have any consideration for this. And it's okay. How many times have I said everybody ain't gonna make it? How many times? Reminds me of one of my little memes.
That woman deserves her revenge. And we deserve to die. But then again, so is she.
Michael Madsen is a crazy dude, man. I love that clip from Kill Bill. That woman deserves her revenge, and we deserve to die. But then again, so does she. Talking about Beatrice Kiddo. So I guess tonight we can say that Terry Harper is Beatrice Kiddo. What an outstanding movie that was, too, man. That's like, Yeah, because, you know, it's easy to dismiss people who are not accomplishing anything, but doing a lot of Twitter talking and stuff. But hey, man, one thing you can't deny, these women are getting it on. They're getting it on. And coming up in Saudi on October 12th, and I've talked about it already, got a video coming next week. It'll premiere next week. You got Sky Nicholson taking on Raven Chapman, the first women's title fight ever in Saudi on the undercard of Bitter Bee versus Bivol. You see, the women are doing it, man. They are doing it. And that's a good fight for Sky because that woman, Raven Chapman, is a good fighter. So we'll get to see Sky. Why does Sky Nicholson remind me of Rey from Star Wars? I don't know what it is. It's like the two of them remind me of each other, man. It's like clones or something. I don't know, man. It's like, you know. But teach her the ways of the Force. But no, Sky is a really good boxer. She's coming into her own, and she's headed to a good challenge in Raven on that night. So that's going to be worth tuning in. You guys got to check it out. But we're going to hear from our brother, the Focus Ball.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
So we're coming to the end of another Tuesday tussle, man. This time we had the women's rights and lefts in boxing. Yeah, man, it's very fun to cover the sport in a different way, talk about this, bring it all together. For those who didn't tune in, hey, too bad, you missed out. You know what I mean? But you can always try to catch the replay unless Stormy makes the tussle unavailable, huh? Which I am more inclined to do because people don't have a real appreciation and it gives my subscribers something to look forward to. You know what I mean? So the tussles that are up right now, they'll stay up for a little while, but they may be disappearing into the realm of privacy and members only. So just a little something to bear in mind. But we're going to get ready to get on up out of here. I thank everybody who decided to come out and hit that like button for me. It wasn't a huge audience tonight, but it don't matter because I'm still going to press on. With that being said, we're going to go. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Are you shocked? Mr. Williams.
Only in how sloppy your man works.